doesn't even notice how much it has cost him for the year. He's banking on his bonus. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And the snow falls down on the good and on the bad, falls upon the happy and the sad. It's the thing about the weather, it's the only time you can be sure we're all in this together. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. Can't afford to heat the home that she's been left in with her kids. Her wages have been frozen. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Peace on earth and goodwill to all men, if we hope to get there in the end. This is not the way to Bethlehem. Oh no, we're following the wrong star. We're following the wrong star. We're following the wrong star. They're marching on the streets again. They're answering the call. People marching through the streets again, down into the city and into the shopping malls. Peace on earth and goodwill to all men, if we hope to get there in the end. This is not the way to Bethlehem. Oh no, we're following the wrong star. We're following the wrong star. We're following the wrong star. We're following the wrong star.
Hi everyone. You find me a little bit conflicted right now. I've been as Christmas approaches, I've been kind of shouting at God, where's hope? Where's the good news? We're in the middle of this dreadful pandemic, and as is my wont, I find myself once again shouting at God, piling the blame on him. And as I started thinking about making this video, it occurred to me yesterday evening that I'm looking for good news. And it's my job to be that good news. It's our job to be that good news. It's our job that when no one else is speaking hope into a situation, we must. A friend of mine said to me the other night that towers and temples fall to dust. They're not the place to store the good news. The good news is meant to be given away free It's meant to be out there on the street. It's meant to be in the marketplace. And above all at this time, and this is the place that I feel especially called to, it's meant to be online, at the heart of this digital age. It's meant to be especially online. I've spent the last few months listening to lots of people telling me that you can't do worship online. My thought is we have to do worship online. The same friend was talking to me a lot about Habakkuk, and he talked about the image in Habakkuk of empty sheepfolds. I am a Geordie, a Northumbrian. I have a background in Celtic Christianity, was once part of the Northumbria community. And when I think of a sheepfold, I think of something big and solid, a dry stone wall built in a circle. But the shepherds of the Holy Land were nomads. Their sheep wandered far and wide, and they just followed them. And what would happen is at night, they would stick hurdles in the ground to pen the sheep. And then the shepherd would lie across the entrance to keep the sheep in and to keep the wolves out. Habakkuk talks a lot about the empty sheepfolds at the cattle stores. This Christmas, I found myself reflecting on the changing architecture of the church. Why are we striving to fill empty buildings? Why are we not taking our hurdles out into the world and making temporary sheepfolds where the people are? Why are we not prepared to lay across that entrance and keep the wolves away? That's our calling. I feel this Christmas God is calling nomadic leaders to live on the digital roads and pathways. This is a place far beyond the structures and glamorous powers of institutional church. As you can see, I'm a blind man. This has been the most accessible year of my life, a year where I've been able to participate far more, a year where I've felt more equal through Zoom and Skype, through email and text. These things are my currency, they're what I deal in. So rather than feeling apart from the world, I feel like the rest of the world has come into my space. My Christmas prayer would be that it would stay like that. To me, I'm often excluded by the physical world. It's a place where I struggle to keep up. I can't just jump in a car and go at the drop of a hat. So I can't drive to church. When there's a special service somewhere different, I can't just jump in the car and go. I can't read a service sheet. Yet this year, all of a sudden, a lot of these barriers have disappeared. My real fear is that when people talk about returning to normal, what they mean is giving up on all of these things, and that I would be left behind again. I feel called to kind of model the story from the end of Exodus. 2 tablets, 1 tent, fire by night and cloud by day. These are the thoughts that I hope to expand on next year as I take the work of the Ordinary Office forward. For me, emerging technologies equal emerging hope. Emerging technologies, for me, are a work of the Holy Spirit. During lockdown, I've been thinking a lot about the upper room and how that relates to the digital age. If Jesus comes to them in the upper room, through a solid wall and calms their fears, why can't we do the sacramental online? I feel this is an issue that is at the minute being kicked into the long grass. Let's deal with it later. And what I feel is that that's the work of the church for 2021. We have to deal with doing the sacramental online. Moses and the minor prophets tell a story of walking with the emerging culture. For me, I feel called to be doing the same as we move forward in this digital age. I'm a firm believer in the Great Commission, and I believe that that means it's incumbent on us to embed Jesus into the heart of this emerging digital culture. The ascended Jesus, the Jesus who ascended with his wounds, has sent the Holy Spirit to empower us in this work. I find myself amused by the great irony of trying to fill our buildings for Christmas. To fill the buildings with people who will stand and sing songs about the Son of Man having no place to lay his head. For me, there's a huge irony in that. Where will you find me this Christmas? Well, I'll be doing what I've done for the last 6 years. I will spend Christmas Day monitoring Twitter very closely because we have 16,000 and odd followers on Twitter, many of whom are disabled, many of whom will be spending Christmas alone. So I will be hanging out on Twitter as much as I can during the day, just to be there. I will be saying the office. I'm currently writing some special office liturgies for Christmas Day. They'll be up on the website within the next few weeks. For the last few years, off and on, I have organised an accessible carol service in Newcastle Cathedral. Obviously, we can't do that this year. So I'm thinking of ways of organising some sort of accessible online Christmas service. That's still in the thought process at the moment, but I'll be doing that. Then the biggie for me is Christmas night. Christmas night, every year, and I've done this for a long time now, long before my time with Disability in Jesus and long before the Ordinary Office, I have organised an online party. So it requires you to come along with your imagination. So it takes place on Twitter, but what we do is we pretend it's a real physical party at my house. So we play loud music, which is really songs from YouTube, and we have a drink, and we play party games, and we do all this on Twitter, but as though we were actually together. It's always really good fun. It usually goes on from early evening till the early hours. We do the same at New Year. So if you're around, it would be great to see you.